Hi folks, Chris Anderson with Mount Comfort RV. Well, we're back in the video mood, so actually Mother Nature kind of puts us this way. When we have a slow day at work, you want to feel somewhat productive. I've been meaning to get more videos out, so thank you Mother Nature for making it cold and rainy today. You folks get a video for that, so that's a good deal. All right, today we're in a Canyon Star. This is a 2019 Canyon Star, just rolled in. So Canyon Star is the top-end Newmar gas motorhome. This is built on the 26,000-pound chassis, which is the heaviest duty Ford chassis that is made. It's a 26,000-pound chassis. So there's a lot of diesels that are built out that are on 26,000-pound gross vehicle weight rating chassis. So you're up there in big beefy land. And this is the 3911 floor plan. Now the 3911 has the wheelchair accessibility options in it. So we're going to go through and show you what some of those are. It's kind of as we've noticed, we're one of the few dealers that stock something like this, and these are hard for us to keep in stock. This is a neglected segment of our culture, is people that need a little help with accessibility. Well, we've got it and we have it in stock. So a couple weeks ago we did one on the diesel, the diesel version of this, but that has a sticker price that comes in much more in that $350,000 price range plus. This is a much friendlier $215,000 MSRP, so that's good. All right, so first things first, I want to show you the aisleway in here. We usually don't start with this, but just because of the way we're going to do this video, it works out. Now, this is made for even when the slides are closed, which they are now. We're fully closed up. Even when the slides are closed, you can get a wheelchair through here. That is very much an important piece of this puzzle. There's even a step cover that comes out that's electric. I'll demonstrate that in a little bit, but this cover comes out just like on the high-end diesel products it does up front. It does it here so you don't accidentally drop a wheel off into the wheel well. So they really wanted to think of all things. You can see it's a no-brainer that there's plenty of walk space in here. This is a little table right here that moves in and out and up and down. So whatever your needs are, with accessibility, you never know what a person might need to help them out. So this has a lot of different movability on it. This is also a drop leaf right here. The front of that drops down. So plenty of room in here regardless of what position this table is in. There we go. All right, coming back through here, you can see going down the road, you would have tremendously easy access to the refrigerator. I mean, there's not too many coaches you can you can get into the refrigerator on any of the coaches, but not too many of them you can stand in front of it with both doors open, have plenty of room, lots of space here. You could get into this closet. We've optioned in the stackable washer dryer on this model. Behind me is the actual wheelchair lift. And then of course you can wheel right into or walk right into the main bathroom here. You have a pocket door right here that closes off for privacy. All right. Then you have a roll-in shower with a seat with 1, 2, 3 handles in there. A sink that you can wheel up to. There's no lower cabinet here, and a toilet with, again, a couple of handles on either side of it here. Just exactly what a person would need. You can also wheel right up to the bed. The bed has been lowered, and it's lowered to an easy wheelchair transfer height is the idea there. So even with the slides in, you could transfer into the bed, roll all the way through the coach, roll into the shower. I don't think you're taking too many showers with the slides in, but you never know. The nice part is this coach is that accessible. Let's take a look at the accessibility wheelchair lift. Okay, so here we are on the ramp. You could wheel obviously a chair right up here. That's a very nice transition strip that comes out there. I like the fact that it's lit, so if you were doing this at night, it's nice. And it's raining out right now. Tony's out in the rain, I'm under the awning. It's a fair deal. You can roll right onto here, you're actually up under the awning, you're nice and dry, and then take it up. $800-pound lift capacity on this. I had that question on a recent video. Tony's umbrella is eating him alive. Excuse us while we clean our lens. So I did have the question last time, will it hold my Harley? No, it won't hold your Harley. You're not parking a Harley in the living room here. Let's not do that. So you can see now that I'm all the way up, this transition plate laid itself down. We can easily transition into the motorhome. So now you see how it works. Let's get this awning closed before something bad happens. All right, welcome back to my last ever video with Tony in Mount Comfort RV. I may have accidentally soaked him with water with the awning. Oh well. Did that get you?
Oh, no.
Did that get you?
A little bit.
Sorry. Soaked him with water with the awning twice. That was not intentional. Who knew it was going to drop again?
As soon as he said it wasn't intentional.
Douche. On the way back in, and I'm not sure. I think he's going to walk off the job when this one's all said and done. Sorry, Tony. He's not believing it was an accident. It really was. He's not believing it was an accident. So, moving on. We thought we're going to do a very. It's really miserable outside. It's raining. The wind is blowing. I will open up all the compartments. We'll do a quick run around when we're done here, just so you can see it all. But we're not going to do our normal painstaking look at every single compartment for obvious reasons. So, give you a little extra. Normally we just do it and poof, the awning or the awnings, the slide rooms are open. So in this case, we're going to show you a little bit about the slide rooms that are on this coach. Newmar uses a proprietary slide system on most of their slides that's driven by, it's all electric, it's driven by these great big cast iron cogwheels. We'll get you a picture of that on the website. Now, those particular cogwheels, it uses anywhere from 1 to 4 of those depending on the size of the slide room. It's a very low, low geared motor that runs them in and out, and they're very reliable slide outs. And then depending on the price point of coach we're at, they have different locking systems in regards to their slides. So first of all, what is a locking system, and what is this weird bar I'm holding here? It's not a branding iron, so that's number one. But what is a locking system? Well, what a locking system does, people think, well, it keeps your slide from going out while you're going down the road. That's not what a locking system does. What a locking system on a motorhome does is keep the top of the slide in as tight as the bottom of the slide is in. So all of the gearing for most slide systems out there in the marketplace are underneath the floor. They're underneath the slide. Those big cogwheels are underneath this floor, and they're put in the chassis prep portion of the motorhome build. Well, that holds the bottom of it in really, really tight, but here we are 7-8 feet taller, way up at the top. What's holding that in? And the way I always try to get people to imagine is, think if you're going to hang a piece of plywood on the side of a barn and you only put screws in at the bottom of that piece of plywood. Well, you could put enough screws in there to probably hold it up there, sort of, but the top's going to want to gap out. Okay, same thing happens here. You've got those cogwheels. When those motors are locked, those cogwheels are holding that slide in tight as can be at the bottom. But when you go over a bump, or you're going across bumpy roads, could that top move a little bit? Well, yeah, it possibly can. So that's what slide locks are. These slide locks on here, Newmar's been using for probably 20 plus years. These are the tried and true system. They're also the least expensive, so you find it on some of your lesser expensive coaches. So that's what you're looking at here. That's just like an elbow. I always explain to people, when the elbow's locked, the slide's going nowhere. When the elbow's unlocked, the slide will move. So right now, if you tried to move this slide, bad things would happen. Now, I can take on this particular one, I can take and just unlock that by pulling down on it. And see, now that slide, I can make it move a little bit. That's what would happen going down the road if it were not locked. Now, does everybody lock their slides going down the road? No, honestly, probably most people don't. But you can, and that's the most important thing. You just can't forget that it's locked. All right, now what's the meaning of this funky tool? Well, although on this one, I can lock and unlock this with my hand right here, it does take a fair amount of strength, and that works pretty well. But what if I tried to get to this slide lock that's back here? I can barely touch it. I certainly couldn't get in there with any leverage. And then think about the ones on the bedroom slides. They're even worse. So that's what this little tool does. We'll go back up front here. Sorry, Tony, he followed me. To show you how this works, and it works the same on up here where it's wide open as it does back there. It's just easier to film up here. So if I want to use my special tool to lock the slides, I put it right in here like this, and I simply lift up on it and the slide locks. That can also be a little bit of a finger pincher, so even if it's an easy to get to one, it's not a bad idea to use the tool. If I want to unlock it, I simply reverse the procedure here and push down. Okay, so that's all there is to the Newmar slide lock system that's on this motorhome and on other gas Newmar motorhomes. Sometimes even on a Ventana LE you'll see this system out there. So that's a little bit about that. Now let's get these slides. We'll show you how they open up. There's a button, and in this case, okay, the button for our slide out is located in this place right here. This is kind of a center for all things controlled by the coach. Normally this is above the door in a gas coach, but because this is our accessibility coach, they put all this down low. All right, so let's run our slide room out. You can see it's very quiet and it's very slow. It's not in any hurry. Some people really want to see this. Other people are probably rolling their eyes at me right now that we're making you watch this. Now, fast forward 30 seconds if you want to. This is a flat floor slide, so as you can see right now, that floor is raised at the bottom. As this slide goes out, it will actually run down a little ramp, and that will become level. There we go. So now we have a nice flat floor transition there. Plenty of room here. I've already unlocked these rear slides, so we'll run those out as well. Your switches for these, it's over on this side, right on the back of the shower here. So this slide is moving. Now I'll do this slide. So we have a triple slide coach with a queen bed. It is a walk-around queen bed with accessibility for a wheelchair right next to it and easy transfer. There we go. And there is just, on the lower bed, there's not as much storage underneath the bed, but there is some. So I'm just going to put that little rod right down there. Perfect place for it. And let's continue on. So now we're fully opened up. Look at all the space. Plenty of room in here. This model does have the televator. So we have a switch right over here where we can bring that TV up and down. If we want our window back, the televator goes away. We have a fireplace in here that's really doing a nice job. Even though it's cold and miserable outside, it's very nice inside. Okay, real quickly, I'm going to go over your control center here, and if you have questions on any of these systems individually, I could probably talk for 20 minutes on any one of these panels. So I'm going to try to go quickly and just tell you what they are. If you want more details, please call me, we'll go over it. So your top one that says Newmar up here, that's actually our tank level screen. Okay, that's the main function of that. It also tells us our battery voltage. So we'll touch that one time. Okay, we can see that our tanks are all empty. Our LP, our propane, is also empty. We can turn on our water pump here and our tank heaters here, and our battery voltage is looking pretty good. So that's what that panel tells us. This next one tells us how much electricity is coming into the coach at any given time. Okay, we have, this is our heat pump, well, it's actually our thermostat, so this controls our heat pump, which is on now, but also controls our air conditioners, which there are two of. This controls our entry steps, so if we want our step to come in and out every time we come in and out of the coach, that's fine. If we just want it to go out and stay out once we're at the campground, that works. This is water heater control for gas and electric. One button does gas, the other does electric. Slide out control we've gone over. I skipped this guy. That's our battery disconnect switch. When you put your coach in storage, you'll want to shut off the battery disconnect, and that way your batteries will stay fully juiced. Our awning that I got Toney all wet with is controlled right here. I'm not going to say where the dump water on Toney button is. We have an in-motion satellite dish on this coach and a 2,000 watt inverter that runs refrigerator and entertainment systems. So that's a little bit about that box right there. Let's go up here. We have a Blu-ray player. Up above we have storage with room for a satellite receiver. Obviously, if you have a satellite dish, if you're going to utilize that, you need a satellite receiver. That's what the random loose orange wire is. That's what hooks into your satellite receiver, so they didn't just forget to hook one up. We have a Bose sound system in here that is Bluetooth capable. You can pair your phone right to it with storage above. You've seen the TV go up and down. Now we'll take a look at our storage on either side of the fireplace. I'll let Toney get shots of that. And the fireplace can either put out heat or just be for ambiance, your choice. Today, it's on high. It's putting out the heat. A little bit of storage above the door. Now normally this is where your control center that's up here would normally be up here, but that's not very convenient obviously for somebody in a wheelchair. So they move that. We have control for our fantastic fan in the kitchen, which it's right there. It's thermostatically controlled right here, or you can put it in manual mode and manually raise it. You know, that was the thing used to. Fantastic fans, the only controls for them were right on the fan itself, but they've made ceilings taller and taller, and if you're not tall, you know, it can be quite the reach to reach a Fantastic fan. So manual or a remote control for those is wonderful. Okay, so we have a step cover switch. Look at this. On a gasoline coach, we have a step cover. Okay, that's perfectly safe to stand on. You're not going anywhere. Again, that's you usually don't see that. Okay, you don't ever see that on a gas coach. The purpose for that is because if somebody's in here with a wheelchair, we don't want you dropping a wheel off. So that's the idea of this. By the way, on our, I may have forgotten to say, when I was demonstrating the ramp in the rain and wetness out there, or the ramp, the wheelchair lift, the door is also remote control. So the main door, you could wheel up to this, hit a button, the door opens. You can then reach up there, grab the remote, bring the lift down, wheel yourself on and be inside the coach. So they did make that part of it so one person can kind of do that themselves if they want to. So that's the idea there. All right, now Newmar does believe this coach should be used by 2 people. They really think it's difficult to make a motorhome that can safely be operated by one person who needs some accessibility help. So that there are some things that you do need 2 people for in here, but that part you can certainly do. All right, so moving on, let's go over here to the sofa. Okay. This is a hide-a-bed sofa, residential hide-a-bed sofa with an air mattress. We have 3 nice doors above it. By the way, this wood is called arbor maple. All these doors are up on struts, so they stay up on their own. You don't have to hold the door up with one hand and load with the other. All right, as we come back here to our dinette, I've already kind of demonstrated the table goes in and out and up and down. You do have outlets all over the place in this coach. Nice one back here, it's kind of tucked away. Your controls for your shades, which by the way, your shades are all power in this coach. Also very nice, depending on somebody's limitations, power shades can be very, very handy. So nice setup there. We'll move on to the kitchen. We'll start at the top actually. Let's do this. Let's open up these top cabinets, have a big adjustable shelf in both of these. Okay. Double stainless sink with a pull down sink sprayer. This is all Corian. This is done right in Newmar's facility. Little drop down tray here for your scrubbies, and then more storage down below here. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 drawers. They all come out the same distance. So full extension, ball bearing drawer glides. Down below here, that is a convection microwave oven and a 3-burner cooktop. And then right here we have a nice pantry. These are adjustable in height. They pull out. Easy access to the refrigerator. And again, this refrigerator, it's sitting on the ground. Sometimes they'll put like a furnace or something under a refrigerator. The problem with that is it raises it way up. That can be bad in any floor plan, but in an accessibility floor plan really makes no sense at all. So they put some storage up above it, but the refrigerator's down low. We mentioned earlier the washer dryer. We'll show that again. All right. Now you've already seen the bathroom, but we'll get another quick shot as we go through. We'll look at some of the storage in the vanity here, medicine cabinet. We have this, and then another storage right next to it. There's a separate fantastic fan in this bathroom as well, also thermostatically controlled. Here's our wardrobe. Now in here there's also an extra freestanding chair, goes out on that dinette, so if you do have more than 2 people sitting there eating, you can pull out a chair. And then more wardrobe space over here. Shelves, drawers, 6 drawers that look just like those 3. And then we'll have another DVD player here. All right. Also, they've gone this year in the Canyon Star, they've gone to multiplex lighting. Multiplex lighting means I can control many different areas of lighting with one switch located, and they put these switches all over the place. So, you know, I can be in here and turn off the kitchen and living room lights. So if I'm going to bed at night and I forget to shut off those lights, if you look out there now, it's kind of dark. Wait a minute, we'll light it back up. He missed it. Okay, hold it there, Tony. Dark light, see there? That's how that works. There's also, that's on the bedside here. If you look right here next to the bed, look at that. Okay. All right, so that's a little bit about the inside of our Canyon Star. Now, I'm going to wrap up the talking portion. I know a lot of you are thanking you, so thank God. Okay, I'm going to wrap up the talking portion of it in here because it's rainy and miserable and wet outside. Then I'll get it all closed up. Tony and I will open up the compartment doors. We'll do a nice slow walk around. It's not going to be that slow to show you what's in all those compartments, but there'll just be some music playing or something for that portion of it. Any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me on this. This is a wonderful coach. It has a very specific need. We're one of the few dealers that stock these, and folks, these literally don't stick around long, and it takes me about 6 months to get another one. So we haven't been brave enough to order more than one of each. We order the diesel one, we order the gas one, but we can only get so many Newmars every year, and we do choose to stock the Ventana 4311 and the Canyon Star 3911 because we know there is a need for it out there. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Here comes the outside.